Hey guys, Joel here, and welcome back to another episode. So today, I want to talk about this game that I mentioned in my previous video that I want to do a review on, and for the Steam Deck, and it's called My Friendly Neighborhood. So yeah, man, that game it's so good, man. I really enjoyed it and everything like that. And also, I mentioned last video that I'm missing only just two achievements left, and that's it for the game. Trying to get 100% in the game, and I went in like, oh my god. And I beat it a couple of times already because it's a new game plus, so you do carry over your weapons and all that stuff. And also, there's a lot of cheats that you unlock. So I have the infinite ammo cheat and the invincibility cheat right now, and I was able to breeze through the game. And I would say this is probably the fastest I've ever beaten a horror game. I beat the game in like 46 minutes. So yeah, so it's not a real long game, whatever. Of course, the first time I when the first playthrough was a little bit longer, of course, because it's new, So I think it took me I think like 5 6 hours actually. But yeah, so and then what's it? And then the second time was like an hour or something like that. And after that, they would do like 45 minutes. But yeah, so it is such a good game, like really good horror game. I mean, I wouldn't really say like it's really horror. I mean, yeah, they classify survival horror, but it's not that scary. I mean, it is not. This is a few like kind of like scary moments, but it's not like big. There was one part like kind of gave me like a little jump scare that did get me. It got me with that. But other than that, it's not like really like scary. It's not like phasmophobia, the type of horror, scary like that. But it's still a good game. I would say that is like damn, I'm trying to think of like what it would be like. It would kind of be like I say like Resident Evil kind of meets Sesame Street in a way, or whatever like that, and like Five Nights at Freddy's as well. Kind of like a mix, like I would say, like a cross between those three, almost something like that. But yeah, so because it's like with these like Muppets or whatever like that, and they're bad or whatever like that. I wouldn't even say they're like killers because they don't kill you. I mean you die, yes, but it's not like they like. It's kind of like they just like tackle you or pushes you down or whatever. It's not like a really attack. So it's not that like like, they're not like I wouldn't say evil, but it's still yeah, it has a creepy atmosphere to it, everything like that, and they all creepy looking and stuff like that, which is cool. They're not like creepy like like those the animatronics in the Friday I mean Five Nights at Freddy game, whatever I said Friday 13, but yeah, they're not like that. But it has its moments and everything like that. It has a little bit of scare factor to whatever like that. But yeah, but I'll say like a cross between those games and stuff like that. But yeah, but I like the game. The story wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad story. Um, the gameplay was where it's at. I really enjoyed the gameplay a lot. I like the different weapons that you get that are not really like guns or whatever like that. They look like guns, but they shoot instead of ammo, bullets. They shoot like letters and everything like that. I thought that was cool, So I guess to make it a little bit more like like friendly or whatever like that, So that was cool.
Hey, 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 Bradley. When are we starting? Are we starting now?
What else? I do like to me I could definitely see that they took a lot from like they paid homage to the old school Resident Evils, and I can see that they were big fans of the old Resident Evils like myself and everything, because I can see like it felt a lot like I would say like Resident Evil 1, original Resident Evil 1, and also Resident Evil 4 and everything like that. And I guess I have to say original because I forgot there's another Resident Evil 4 out. But yeah, but the original Resident Evil 4 and everything. The reason why I say it reminds me of Resident Evil 4 is because with your inventory. If you guys remember in Resident Evil 4 with Leon, he had like his inventory screen was like a suitcase or whatever like that, and you're able to like organize the stuff in the suitcase, like kind of like play Tetris with it, so you can like fit fit more things as much as you can, whatever like that. And you can like rotate them different ways or whatever like that. And this game is the same thing. You have like a little suitcase and stuff where your items are at and stuff like your key items, your weapons, your ammo, your health items and all that stuff you keep in there, and you can like rotate them different ways to fit better and everything like that. So I can definitely see they got that from Resident Evil 4. So I can see that they were big fans of Resident Evil 4, which is not bad because I like Resident Evil 4. I want to say I loved it, but I guess I appreciate it more now because since a lot of garbage now, the Resident Evil series is not the same anymore, and I see it as dead now. I mean, I don't know, you guys probably don't think that way, but it's not Resident Evil anymore. Because like, since when is Resident Evil first person now? But I'm not. I don't care about the new ones, but like all the crap that they have now, like Capcom comes out now with Resident Evil, it makes me appreciate Resident Evil 4 more now and everything like that. I was still like I hated 5 and 6, but I'll still enjoy those any day over the new garbage they have and all that shit. Because it's not Resident Evil games. Like the last one I played was the other one, was it Resident Evil 6? I mean 7, Biohazard, whatever. I did not like it at all. Like this is not Resident Evil. This is like some typical like indie horror game, first person horror game you see on Steam. That's what it looked like. It's not Resident Evil, But I like what these devs did. I can see that they really love the old Resident Evil. I don't know if they like the new ones, like if they like me, but I like the older ones, and I can see that this definitely had that feel of the older Resident Evils, the ones that I grew up with, the ones that I love to this day, and everything like that. And it was nice to see that little, like like I would say a little homage to Resident Evil 4 with the inventory. It reminds me of the older Resident Evils, like Resident Evil 1, because there's two reasons why it reminds me of Resident Evil 1. I mean, well, Resident Evil 2 as well did this, and 3. And that is with the saving. You save with tokens, which kind of reminds me of how you save with the typewriter with the ink ribbon in the older Resident Evil games and stuff like that. I forgot which game did they remove that. I think it was. Did it? No, I think 4 did typewriter as well, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't played it in so many years, so I don't remember. I think 5 is when they got rid of it, and you can just, I guess, save anytime. I think. I don't remember how it goes. I don't remember, but I remember Resident Evil 1 did it. Resident Evil 2, 3, Code Veronica, um, and that's it. I think, right? Maybe I'm missing some. Maybe I'm missing one. But yeah, so it was I could think of, and everything like that. And even in the actually no, there was no ink ribbons in those. I think you just save on them anytime. Resident Evil 2 remake and stuff like that. But yeah, but when it comes to like saving this game with the tokens, you need tokens to save. It definitely reminds me of the older Resident Evils with that when it comes to the saving. But also why it reminds me of Resident Evil 1 is with a specific scene inside the bathroom when you have to drain the water or whatever like that. For some reason that reminded me a lot of Resident Evil. I was like in my head I was thinking like, yeah, they got you guys took this from Resident Evil 1. I can see you guys were like big fans of Resident Evil 1.
No! Stupid puppet.
You know, like after playing these games, like playing these indie horror games now and stuff, like not only indie horror games, like a lot of indie games over the past few years, and then seeing like how things have been going. Like I've been watching a lot on YouTube and on Twitter and stuff, and like where a lot of people been like complaining and talking about like how they miss like old video games, like when the video game industry wasn't like PC, wasn't woke or whatever like that, and trying to make everything political now, and like pretty much like a lot of these devs now, not really devs, like activists, or like women activists, or gay activists and all this shit, and throwing these stuff into video games now when we never had these stuff before. Now that I think about it, it makes me like, it pushes me to like get back into games, because like I told you guys before this, but I used to. I don't know if, probably, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of you don't remember. And then on top of that, I have so many new subscribers now. But I used to make video games back then, so I guess you can still say I'm still an indie dev. I just haven't, been making any. But I have made a few that are actually on Steam and everything like that. There's horror games I made in the RPG Maker's engine, in VX RPG Maker VX Ace it was called. I think I did one of them in. I think, or was it two? No, I think I did one in that one, and I did the other two in this other one. Damn, I forgot the name of it. I think it was MV. It was called or something like that. I think that was it. So in total, I have I actually have 3 games on Steam. 2 horror games I made. I think one was with VX Ace. The other one was with MV. And then another one was a free game. Was supposed to be like a like comedy type of like a humor, like with humor or whatever, like a RPG type of thing, whatever like that. That one was for free. So yeah, so that one I made, it was called Fatal Curse. I mean, it was called Valiant Hearts. That one, the humor one, the one with humor and everything like that, which is free. The other two I made was Humble Abode, which is a horror game I made in RPG Maker. I think it was VX Ace. That one was paid for. It's for money, and but it was really cheap. I forgot how much I put it for because it was so many years ago. I think I did that back in 2016 or 2017. And the last one, the final one I did was Fatal Curse and everything like that. I guess you could say I did like four in total because I did put some DLC. It was free DLC for Humble Abode and everything like that. So I guess you could say that's kind of like three games I mean four in total I made. So yeah, so I do want to get back into that. I think I'm gonna be doing that like when the weather gets cooler, when the fall and winter hits, when it's like nice and comfortable in my house, and I can use my laptop and start doing that again like I used to. Get back into that phase, get back into that, because I was working with somebody at the time and then they kind of ruined it because we don't talk anymore, or whatever. But they messed it up for me, and I just lost interest. But I'm gonna get back on my grind because I can see that indie games are where it's at right now, especially when it comes to like how games used to be. And I can see that there's a big market for that. There's a big market for a return to like how games used to be in the 2000s and the 2010s and everything like that. So I want to jump on that too. And it sucks because I'm not good with 3D like coding. I was learning at the time, but then I stopped back in 2017. So I want to get back on that grind and everything. Maybe I can make something similar to this game, My Friendly Neighborhood, or something like that. But yeah, but like I can see is a big market now for these type of games, especially going back to like how games used to be when it was great, and pretty much making great games great again. So I want to be a part of that movement. So I want to see if I can get push myself to get back into that and take a little break from like playing all these games and start making some games. Make money and everything like that. So that's what I would prefer to do. So yeah, and cause I want to be like some other people. I'm not gonna be here trying to make money doing let's plays. Like I'm not doing that shit. I want to actually create something, be creative, and do something. But yeah. But anyways, back to what I was saying. I was like kind of straight away talking about this or whatever like that. It just came to my mind. This came to my attention. But yeah. But I like the game a lot. I really can see that it definitely like pays homage to the old school Resident Evils. I love that. Love that. And I always wanted to like make it like a Resident Evil game, like how the like with the same PS1 graphic style. I always wanted to make games like that. So here, that's something I want to do. But yeah, but I like these. I like what these devs did. Like I really like what they did, and I enjoyed the game from top to bottom. I don't really see no negatives. I mean, I guess the game could have been a little bit longer, maybe, and there could have been a lot more like scary stuff in the game. I would say that. But other than that, it was still a good game. I enjoyed it. Um, they should definitely make if you guys can make a part two, these devs. I'm just gonna say these devs because not like people are watching this anyway. So what are the odds of that, like them watching this? But if they were to make a part two, maybe it could take place like inside, like instead of like inside of like a studio or a company, like this area, whatever it was called, whatever like that, like the complex could be like kind of like outdoors maybe. I think that would be cool. But yeah, like let's say like they all broke loose out of the studio, My Friendly Neighborhood or whatever like that, and now they're like running loose on the streets, something like that. So you kind of like can explore the streets and stuff like how it was in Resident Evil 2, and well mainly 3 because 3 you was more on the streets than in 2. You was just in the streets briefly until you got to the police station, and in Resident Evil 1 you was not on the streets at all. He was just only in the mansion. So yeah, so something like that. And or it could take place in like some type of house or whatever like that. That would have been cool too, because I always like that type of setting for horror games. But yeah, just don't put in no damn school or no asylum, none of that shit, or hospital. Too played out. But I think that would be a good idea for the second one if they're making a part two and everything like that. But yeah, yeah, nothing really bad I have to say. Like I enjoyed the game because obviously I have to enjoy it, right? If I'm only missing two more achievements and I've beaten the game so many times on New Game Plus, so I can get the other achievements, and I'm only missing those last two. So oh, I forgot to mention this mode that they have also reminds me of Resident Evil. Reminds me of Resident Evil the Mercenaries mode, which I think they had. Was that Resident Evil 4 with Mercenaries mode? Yeah, I think it was 4 that they introduced the Mercenaries mode, if I'm not mistaken. No, actually, I think they first introduced the Mercenaries mode in Resident Evil 1 on the Saturn, which is the one I actually wanted to revisit on this channel for this month, which I would like to do actually before this month is over. But I think that's the one they introduced the Mercenaries mode. I believe that was the first one to do it, and then I think it was Resident Evil 4, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember how it goes. Or was it Resident Evil Revelations that introduced the Mercenary mode? I don't remember. But yeah, but I do remember I played the Mercenary mode one time on the 3DS, and then also I played it, I think, on the PS4. But in this game, they have something similar to that, which is called neighborhood, which I like. And we you first the first person you play as is of course the main character, Gordon. And after that, after you beat it with him, like when you get a certain score or whatever like that, and you beat the level, you survive the horde, then you unlock more characters. So yes, you unlock one of the enemies, the Muppets, I'm gonna call them, or whatever like that, or puppets, whatever you want to say. You unlock one of them. Her name is Junebug. You unlock her. After her, I forgot who the other two you unlocked. Yeah, I forgot the other two. But yeah, no, the third one you like a chicken, and then the last one is the other guy. I forgot his name. But yeah, he's one of the other characters in the game that you talk to, whatever like that, who's I guess good, friendly, whatever like that. So yeah, I guess kind of spoiling it for you guys saying all this stuff, but if you guys are interested in it or don't care about spoilers, whatever, and you guys are interested in the game, definitely get it. But yeah, but the neighborhood horde definitely reminds me of the mercenaries mode because the same way, like after you complete that level or whatever like that, you unlock more characters, and they all have their own type of exclusive weapons that they can use in that horde mode and whatever for that level and everything like that. So it reminds me a lot of that. Definitely reminds me a lot of the Resident Evil's mercenaries mode. So I can see where they got that from. So yeah, like I said, I can see that they were really big fans of the old Resident Evils, and I love that. Love that. Love that, love that, love that. So yeah, because like a lot of references I could see was for Resident Evil when I was playing a lot of them. So yeah, so that was another one right there. So yeah, it's a really good game. I love the. Oh, another reference to Resident Evil is with the keys. You get the shaped keys. I forgot to mention that as well, which is cool. So for some doors that's locked in the game, you have to later on you progress. You get the shaped keys. You get a circle key is the first one you get. Um, Damn, I forgot what the other one was. I think the other key was a spade key or something like that. So once I saw that, especially with the spade key, I was like, yeah, they got this from Resident Evil. They definitely got this from Resident Evil 1. So yeah, and 2. And well, yeah, well, 2 was with the spade keys and all that stuff. Not 1, I think, right? But yeah, like I always getting mixed up, playing all these Resident Evils over the years and all that shit. That makes me definitely want to play it now. Talk about Resident Evil. So yeah, like I said, I do want to revisit that one to Saturn. But yeah, but I can see there's a lot of references to Resident Evil, the old Resident Evils on there. So it makes me love these devs even more and everything. So I really hope they make a part 2 or something like that. I'll definitely be looking forward to any, other projects, even if it's not my friendly neighborhood, if it's some other IP or whatever like that. I'm definitely gonna be down to, check it out or whatever like that if it's of interest and everything like that. But yeah, so it was a good deal. I bought it when it was on sale a couple of days ago for I think it was on sale for $13. So yeah, so I don't mind supporting these devs. Like I said, I'm an indie dev as well. I guess you could say a one that's like on hiatus right now, but soon to come make a comeback. But like of course I'm gonna support indie devs. I like what they're doing more over what the AAA devs are doing now with their games, which are all garbage now, and a lot of them are all like have politics thrown into it and woke and all that garbage. You don't have to worry about that with these indie games, which I like. So yeah, so that these are the people that I'm supporting. I'll give my money, throw my money to these guys or whatever like that. And I guess you could say double A games is fun. But I remember last time I played a AAA game, honestly. They're not good. They're not good. Any AAA games I play recently is just old ones and everything like that. But yeah, and like the old Call of Duties and stuff like that. I was playing just yesterday with my friend on the PS4. The last best Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, the 2019 edition, and not the garbage they have now. Like I saw on Twitter, like all the crap that I saw, like Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Like this is not Call of Duty. This is like Fortnite now. Like what the hell is this garbage? Like it's so stupid. Like you can play as like running around with Ninja Turtles and Teletubby outfits. Like what the fuck is this shit? Like a lot of people saying out loud, this is not Call of Duty. So yeah, like thank God I don't play that garbage. Like yeah, you will never see me playing that stuff. But anyways, guys, so that's it with that. I don't think there's anything else I'm missing, but I highly recommend the game. It's a really, really good game. I think the regular price is like $20 for it. So I mean, if you guys don't mind spending that, and you guys don't really mind like spending more, a little bit more on digital games, that's fine. Then I mean, if that's fine for you guys, then definitely check it out. It's a really good game. I enjoyed it, and I'm trying to get those last 2 achievements and everything like that. So yeah, it's really fun. Definitely gonna look to see if there's any other games similar to it, even if it's not from those devs. I'm gonna see if there's any other games that's really similar to My Funny Neighborhood, or it don't have to be like similar, like where it's like the enemies like Muppets or whatever like that, but just something like it. Something that pays homage to the old games as well, like Resident Evils and stuff like that. Because that's one big thing I really liked about this game. That's probably what I liked it a lot more because of those references that I noticed and I picked up, that I caught, and everything like that. So much references to the Resident Evils, man. The old ones. It is like, man. So I had a lot of nostalgia playing it. It's kind of like if I was playing, like if it was a game that came out back in like the 2000s or the early 2010s. That's what this game kind of reminded me of, and everything like that's what it felt like, and I love that. So yeah, and that's about it. I don't think there's anything else to say, but nothing but positives I had to say and everything like that. Highly recommend the game, and man, I've been enjoying the Steam Deck and having access now to a lot more of these games and having access to a lot more videos. A lot of different like not much more reviews I can do on here. A lot of these games I can just get on Steam Deck because, like I said already before in my other video, the Phasmophobia video, I mentioned one other reason why I want the Steam Deck is because I'll have access to more of these games and I don't have to worry about upgrading every few years because you already know when it comes to PC, all these games, these new games that's coming out is always going to be on PC. Doesn't matter what type of laptop you have. The only problem it might not run it well, but at least you have access to it. That one laptop or computer or Steam Deck that you have will have access to these games or whatever like that, and then that's it. You don't have to worry about upgrading every 5, 6 years or 4 years. Like I don't like that shit at all. So at least with this, I don't have to worry about it. I mean, maybe yes, I do have to worry about one thing I forgot to mention with the Steam Deck is if the game is verified, or playable with the Steam Deck, and if it's controller support. Those things I do have to worry about, but it's fine. So in a way, yeah, I kind of have a little bit of limited access in a way because I'm only looking for games that I can play on the Steam Deck and that also has full control support. If it's playable in Steam Deck or verified is even better, then yes, I'll be looking into those games. But yeah, but still, if you have a laptop or computer, whatever like that, you don't have to worry. All these games you're always gonna have access to. Any new games that's coming out from years now, you still have access to it. Even if your PC might not run it, you still have access to it. You don't have to worry about always upgrading every few years like you have to do with a damn console, which I don't like. But yeah, and that's about it. So yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed. And let me know in the comment section down below if you guys ever played My Friendly Neighborhood, what you guys think of it and all that good stuff. Like I said, I highly recommend it. Definitely check it out. These devs are great. I can see they love their Resident Evil, the old Resident Evils, and that's what I love too. So yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time for another episode. Take care.
Vroom, vroom, vroom. Look at me go! There's nothing in the world that's better than slamming the pedal and moving the metal. I've been driving every day for longer than I can remember.
So first, make a big, big triangle. Just take your hand, make 3 lines, and connect them.
What's that he's shooting?
Yeah, that's right. Get out of here.
You know, I could just leave now.
The mail comes every day. I look out the window waiting for the moment it appears. And then when it does, I rush outside to see what I got. Sometimes it's little pieces of paper. Sometimes it's big boxes. No matter what, I always open it immediately. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I love... If you can draw, you can do all sorts of things.
Do you like to down?
Let's go on.
Tell you about the time that my friend girl was at it first. First,
And then we're back to normal. That's what friends are for. They give you...
What was that? pups probably haven't been fed in a long time.
The mail comes every day. I look out the window waiting for the moment it appears. And then when it does, I rush outside to see what I got. Sometimes it's little pieces of paper. Sometimes it's big boxes. No matter what, I always open it immediately. My favorite new pair of socks, I got it in the mail. A letter from a dear old friend, I got it in the mail. An assortment of the best bugs the world has to offer.
Ha! Always knew I'd make a good pirate. This'll bring him to a full stop.
remember those. A is for F and L and O tide. B is for plaster